This is Murrayfield and this is where I train every day. It's something that I could have never really dreamed of as a youngster in Holland to then come up here and be able to play in front of 67,000 people against the All Blacks. This is my club where I grew up in Holland. This is Hilversum, and this is where it all started for me as a youngster. I think I started here when I was probably 8 years old.
He could score tries from everywhere and anywhere. It doesn't matter, just give him the ball and he would bounce you, run over you, step you. It was ridiculous, scoring tries for fun. But when he had to tackle, he was in the showers already.
In Holland, there's no professional rugby, there never has been, and your role models automatically become those that play in the first team at your club, and you know, perhaps international players for Holland. And my dad was one such player. He captained them for over 10 years. Good tackle.
I come from a very small village, and a friend of mine took me to Hilversum. He said, well, I discovered this game with an oval ball, and they call it rugby. And within 1.5 years, I was playing for the A side in Holland. And I managed to play 69 caps for Holland. I'm still very proud of that.
I was the first ever professional rugby player to come from Holland. That's why it's quite good to sort of try and be a little bit of a role model for kids in Holland now.
Every sport needs heroes. Soccer without Johan Cruyff was no soccer in Holland. And Tim is that for Dutch rugby very, very much.
So in this stand you can buy seats, and that's how they finance the stand. So they asked me if I wanted to buy a seat, and I bought a seat, and I thought I'd have a nice seat somewhere in the middle, where the boss sits. But I'm actually somewhere in the corner over here. Last time I figured there's water on my seat. There's a hole just above my seat somewhere. But I'm not the worst, because my brother's one's actually further away. When I was 16, I was asked to play in an invitational.
That was the day that we can compare with quality players out of Europe as well.
I must have played fairly well in that tournament, and they gave me the opportunity to come on a trial at Newcastle, and that's sort of where it all took off a little bit.
I can remember Tim just running over people, adults, when he was 17. He was that strong.
So I played at Newcastle for 3 years after that. My deal ran out with Newcastle. There was the opportunity to go and join Edinburgh through Andy Robinson, and yeah, I went to have a look around the club, and it was a fantastic setup. The people here are just phenomenal. I think they're a breed apart and very approachable, and I've always felt at home here. I get on really well with the players, most of them anyway.
When I arrived to the club, I saw his BMW, and he had a personalised plate, and the little writing below the plate said, started from the bottom, now we're here.
I think his progress has been incredible. You know, his record speaks for himself. I think as far as I'm aware, every season he's been here, I think he's been top try scorer in the Rabo.
I was given the opportunity to play for Scotland, which was just phenomenal. I think a real dream come true. I've never regretted being able to represent a different country than where I was born. Being able to play for a team like Scotland rather than you know, going to play in Malta away with Holland is a world of difference, and you know, it's something that I've really enjoyed. I've been injured for the last 5-6 months. I broke my leg, and you know, it's been quite tough at times. I think the first goal was to try and claim my spot back on the left wing, and if that happens, then you know, hopefully try and get on the summer tour.
He's very much a crowd favourite with Edinburgh. Tim himself told me that the crowds are probably down 50% since he's been injured. So be good to get him back on the field.